Nick, you found a great deal being able to use Qatar Avios to fly JetBlue Mint, which is their lie flat business class, to fly that to certain Caribbean airports from New York. I want to know all about that, but mostly what I want to know is how do you find availability? And I know you have a trick for doing that with this scary looking tool. So walk me through an example airport pair to fly somewhere into the Caribbean, how I can find JetBlue Mint flights that would be available to book with my Qatar Avios.
Yeah, very good. Well, I mean, the first step is going to be to know that you know a route that has Mint service. So that's easy though. You could just Google JetBlue Mint routes, and on their website you can just check a box to see which routes have Mint service. But once you have a route that you know has Mint service, here's how you find whether or not they have award availability. So this tool is
Okay.
called ITA Matrix. You go to matrix.itasoftware.com. Again, that's matrix.itasoftware.com. And it looks a little more complicated than it is. First step, we're probably going to search one way at a time to find availability. So it defaults to round trip. You'll just have to click where it says one way. Then in your origin, of course, you type your origin. One airport pair that I know this works with is JFK. So New York JFK. You type in JFK to Aruba. Aruba's airport code is AUA. And then you'll need to click the box that says show advanced controls because you're going to have to add some codes in there. So for the routing code, you want just to see JetBlue flights. So what you type there is the letter C colon and B6. B6 is the two-letter code for JetBlue. If you are ever trying to use this tool again, you can very easily just Google the two-letter code for any airline. You'll find it. Some of them are very
All right.
intuitive.
I
JetBlue,
get
not
this.
so
So
much.
this says I want to see JetBlue flights. Is that what that C is for?
Exactly. Something like that. The C is for carrier. So you're
All
limiting your
right. All right.
results,
Got it.
in this case, to just JetBlue. And this also will limit to only nonstop flights when you do that. You'd have to add a little plus after the B6 if you wanted to see connecting routes, but you don't in this case. You just want to see the nonstops.
Right.
So leave it at the C B6. Then there's also another box to the right of that I can't see on my screen right now. Let's see.
Extension
It's the
codes.
extension code. Yeah. So
Hmm.
in that box, you
Hmm.
want to look just for a specific fare class. So you're going to type the letter F and then a space BC, which stands for basis code. So you've got the fare basis code. So
Okay.
F space BC equals, and then the letter I.
And I've been putting everything in caps. Is that right, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. You could
Okay.
do this in capitals or not in capitals. Now, the next box down from there says search exact date, but you probably want to see a calendar so you can see
Hmm.
what's available. So I choose see calendar of lowest fares, and then we'll pick a start date, like June 1st, for instance, is the start date we can use for this. And it will search for availability for 30 days from that date. So what you're setting this up to do is to search for flights within 30 days of the date you just entered that have fare basis code I available, because that's the fare basis code that you need in order to be able to book with your Qatar Airways Avios. The rest of this you can just leave alone. You don't have to do anything else except adjust the number of passengers. So let's say you want to find availability for two because you want to bring somebody
Okay.
to Aruba with you.
Well, all
So
right.
adjust that to two.
Let's go wild. Let's say I have a family of four.
There you go. All
All
right.
right.
So let's put in four passengers, and then you just hit the search button down at
That's
the
it.
bottom. That's it.
I don't have to do anything with allow airport changes or only show flights and prices with available seats. Okay.
No, because you've already set it to just look for nonstop JetBlue flights. So because you put in carrier JetBlue without a plus, it's only going to look for nonstop flights. And because you're looking for fare basis code I, it's only looking for flights where that Mint class fare is available. And so now you'll
Okay.
see every Saturday in June, except the last one, has availability for four passengers, right?
Wow. That's great. So, okay.
And
So
you can
any
see what the
Saturday.
cash price is there. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So we're seeing the cash price. And because we're seeing cash prices, that means that fare code that we picked is available. And we just happen to magically know that when that fare code is available, the awards are available to book through Qatar. Is that right?
Yeah, and if you yes, and if you want to click on one of those fares, the click on one of those dates where you see the fare available, then
Yeah.
you'll see here that sure enough, this is available. And if you click, in fact, on the result there on the $743, I think you'll the pink button there. Yeah, it should show you that this is in fare code I. If you look around, you'll find that it's in the I fare bucket. So this is exactly what you need. This is a Mint class fare that's going to be available. So now when you go and search on the Qatar Airways website, you'll search on June 8th and you're going to find this available for just 26,000 avios per passenger.
All right, for June 8th. All right, I'm gonna try it on the website here, and we had some problems with that earlier though. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna switch to my phone because I actually booked a Mint flight yesterday on my phone, and I did that because the website wasn't working. Yeah, I am not seeing the option to book an award flight here. Usually a checkbox shows up, so I would do this search here. So instead, I'm going to do this on my phone while we're talking.
There you go. And so what you'd have to do if it was going to work on desktop is you go to the Qatar Airways website and you have to log into your account, which takes a couple of steps to do. And then what Greg's referring to is about where you see the mouse there. There should be a book with Avios checkbox there when you're logged into your account. For some reason, it's showing up sometimes and not others. We've tried this a few times already, and sometimes it shows up. Yesterday, I was looking at this and I had no problem with that button showing up. But it's a good tip that if you don't see it there, you probably can find availability still on your phone.
Yeah. Okay, so I have my phone set up just to talk you through what's going on. I have it set up to start a search. I'm going to start with just looking for one passenger before I switch to four, just to show that this is hopefully working. I made sure to slide the little slider saying book an award flight. This is on the Qatar Airways app on my phone. And this is after I'm logged into my Qatar Airways privileges account. All right, so it shows me two flights available. One says, oh, they're both by JetBlue, one at 9 a.m. and one at 10:30. Now, what we found before was 10:30, so that's the one I want to pick. Yeah, in fact, only economy is available. Probably that flight only has economy, is my guess,
That's
and
probably true.
doesn't have Mint. But yeah, the 10:31 is available. And let's see here. It would cost 26,000 avios and $20.10.
And that's as compared to $743, right? So
Yeah,
that's
so
a pretty
that's
good deal.
what about close to
About three
3 cents
cents.
per
Yeah,
point, something like that. That's
right.
excellent. All right, now I'm going to increase to 4 passengers and try this again. And it's thinking. And okay, the flight is there. It's selectable. Now the price, it looks like it went up from 26,000 to 104,000, but that's because it's for four people. And so that's one thing that's a little different from most award search websites. Most of them show you the price per passenger, but this one shows you the price for all the passengers added together. And so yeah, so I could go ahead and book it right there. It's that easy. Wow, that's great. this,
It,
this
it,
this
it
makes this
is.
so easy.
It is. It's pretty easy to find once you know how to look for the I fare basis code. Then it's really simple because that's all you're looking for, and those flights seem to be available to book every time. So it's an easy way to see a calendar view to see all of the dates within a month that have that available. Now, of course, you saw there was only one day per month, but that's because I think that's the only day that JetBlue is flying that Mint class product from New York to Aruba. But the nice thing is you saw like almost all of the Saturday, every Saturday but one had at least four seats available. So when it is available, there are frequently quite a number of seats. So this can be a great way to fly a whole family in flatbed business class.
Yeah. And so like when you're in this calendar, I guess you could just switch to the next month if you wanted to look
Yep,
at the next month and so on. So even though it shows me August to the side, it's not giving me the results for August, right? It's
that's
just a sort of a
correct.
teaser, like there may be more there, but
That is indeed correct. It's only showing you 30 days from the date that you put in. So if you want to see the next month, then you'll have to switch to that next date. I'm curious, can you
Nice.
do a search for like March? Because March is a popular time. A lot of people have spring break time, and you would expect, because as we record this, we're in February, you would expect that March would not be very widely available, but boom, there you
Look at
go,
that. The
spring break.
first half of March is all there. It looks like they're flying it every day for a while anyway.
Yeah,
That's
because
awesome.
those are pretty popular college spring break dates, I think. So they
Yeah.
must be flying,
I'm
plane
just
that
looking
has
at
that.
April now
So
as well. Not much going on in April. So see you there in March, everybody.
yeah, and so I should mention that this pricing, the 26,000 per passenger, is for flights of 2,000 miles in distance or fewer. So this will work to Aruba, St. Thomas, a number of their routes to the Caribbean. But for flights that are more than 2,000 miles long, the price skyrockets up very quickly. So you'll want to find routes that are 2,000 miles flown or fewer.
All right. Great. Great to know. All right. Thanks so much.